those videos where you see some guy gets pulled over by the pigs and then gets into an argument, and then it just escalates because the pig escalates everything, because that's usually what they're trained to do. And then we see those videos, and then they make their way all over socialist media, and everybody comments are like, oh, well, you know, why are you doing that on the side of the road? Just tell it to the fucking judge, blah, blah, blah. You realize that the reason people are so kind of pissed off about this whole Peanut and Fred situation, it isn't because necessarily because, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's horrible, but that's not the real reason. It's because people right now are having to come to grips with the reality that the system did this. This wasn't some rogue agent that you could be angry at. This is the real reason that why people are upset. This is why it's all over socialist media right now. This is why everybody's talking about it. It's because people are now finally, thankfully, right before an election too, are starting to get the idea that maybe the system isn't on your side and never was. Government is your collective greed and incompetence. That is what the nature of government is, right? This is what people are coming to terms with right now. Had this been like a rogue agent who went up there and knocked on the door and then kidnapped a squirrel and then killed it, oh, that would be bad enough. And people would be outraged, right? They would be like, oh my God, this person needs to have, and they would get like a year in jail or something like that, right? I mean, like, that's what would happen. That's not what happened here. A sitting judge, you know, the guys that you keep, you know, that you, all you virtue signaling douchebags, you know, cunt-servatives, what the hell? Like, I mean, I've come up with so many different names that I'm getting to really hate you more than I hate the leftists. And trust me, I'm pretty much on par with Ted Kaczynski on the leftists. So I'm starting to hate you even more, which is really saying something. Because when I hear you guys pop off with this stupid shit that comes out of your fucking mouths about, oh, don't, you know, like, tell to the judge, a sitting judge did this. The system did this. This wasn't a rogue guy. This is a bunch of guys showed up in an armed raid. And not one of these fucking retards, not one, bothered to say, oh, hey, dude, man, hey, Tom, don't you think this is a little fucking odd that we're showing up at like a wildlife preserve or, you know, like a rescue organization for a squirrel? I mean, like, this is that, Hans, are we the baddies? Like, this is that actual, like, no one bothered to have that conversation. Not one. Not one of them bothered to have that conversation. And then, what was it, just like last night, there's yet another video of another squirrel. Where, again, you've got cops showing up in full fucking kit going, like, you know, like, what the fuck is the matter with you people? I'm actually asking, like, for real. I mean, you guys get so ferocious with your fucking thumbs and everything. Dude, fucking get your thumbs out and start typing. Answer my fucking question. What the fuck is the matter with you people? All of you. That support this shit. Fuck the blue. Fuck the troops. Fuck all these people. Like, dude, these people all apparently share a brain. They must, because they all just follow these orders blindly and nobody says boo about it. Nobody bothers to question it. Nobody bothers to say, dude, you know, hey, you know what? I'm not following that fucking order. Fuck you. Like, hey, I'm not serving this warrant. Fuck off. None of them do it. Why? Don't get at, like, oh, but the law. Fuck the law, dude. Come on. Government is your collective greed and incompetence. More of it is not going to solve your problems. Sorry, leftists. But no, more government is not going to solve your problems. And for you people on the right, like, dude, that are questioning, like, yeah, you're questioning your soul right now. That's what you're upset about. That's, if you really want to tear into this, that's what you're upset about. You're trying to figure out, like, well, hold on, I mean, like, but we want to back the blue. No, fuck the blue. Fuck the blue, fuck the troops. They need to be defunded altogether. This is a teardown. I don't know how else I can explain this other than use a construction analogy. There is no fixing this. Like, this is take it down to the foundations. Like, seriously, this is take it all the way back to the original, like, 10 amendments on the Bill of Rights. Like, everything else, fuck it. Everything else is gone. Like, I mean, like, this is a total teardown. And then redo it, because you guys have screwed this up so badly. Like, well, but what about, no, there ain't no but about, what about nothing, dude. You're not voting your way out of this shit. Because look at what you've got. Look what you have to work with here. You have to work with a bunch of people. Like, this is going to take a shock to the system. This is not going to be one of these things where it's like, oh, well, maybe we can gently unwind all of this. No, you don't taper a Ponzi scheme. And you don't taper something like this. And I think that's what, if you wanted my opinion, I'm no psychologist, I'm no Jordan Peterson, but I got to tell you, I mean, I call it like I see it, and what I see is people, they're upset about this, and they don't know why. It's like, well, hold on a second here. Did you get upset about like all those kids in Waco? Were you this upset back then? Were you this upset about any number of different things that have happened? Or were you this upset about like what's going right now, which is still going on in North Carolina? Are you guys, and of course all the other hurricane affectors? I'm like, are you like, well, what's the story? No, you're upset about this, not because this isn't the cause du jour, or that's not it. It's because you're trying to reconcile this idea of how all of this system that you think you're going to vote your way out of, and you're going to be able to control it. You can't control this kind of stuff. Not when you can print money from nothing. You want to control it? Go back to hard currency. And then there's just no money to afford any of this shit. Then all those fucking cops get fired, and they should. Like 99% of all government goes away. Then there's nobody to fuck with squirrels. That goes away. All of it goes away. That would be the solution. Would be to go, you go to hard currency, this shit ends like a motherfucker. Like, this is over, right? There's no more call up and say, oh, I'm upset about somebody has a squirrel pet. There's nobody to call because there's nobody going to answer that phone. Because all you'll have is maybe a county sheriff and a deputy. Which means they're going to focus on, like, real crimes, not anything to do with any of this shit. No more money for welfare, no more money for any of that bullshit. All that goes away too. If you want a real solution, like, that's the actual solution, and trying to mollycoddle everybody and dude, no. That maybe you could have done that 12 years ago. Maybe 12 years ago you could have got away with something like that slow transition bullshit. Not now. No, we're too far gone. We're too far down this road now. Now you're kind of at the end of everybody's patience. I call it like I see it. That's what I'm seeing.